Hello there, YouTube friends, and thanks for stopping in for another video here at the Millionaire House. Today I'm sharing this year's Easter tablescape, but I do have a very quick disclaimer. If you don't like a very full table when you're hosting your dinners, this may not be the video for you and you'll probably want to exit at this time. I don't set food out on the table when I'm hosting, so I have plenty of space to make a beautiful presentation. So I just wanted to give you a quick heads up that I won't be doing that type of presentation today. But if your team lay it all out on the table, stick around. I'm showing you how I put together my last minute spring tablescape, and you may get some ideas for Mother's Day too. I use the same rule of thumb that I use to style a table to style a fireplace or mantle. Layers, varying heights, and varying textures. So as you see here, I'm layering two different table runners. The white one I already had in stock. I picked up the pink one on clearance at Williams-Sonoma. They're both linen, so they still look pretty wrinkled even after ironing, but that's no big deal because we're going to put a lot of things on top. For the next layer, I'm adding this beautiful garland that some of you may remember from Thanksgiving time. I picked this up at Pier 1. These are great to keep in your stockpile because it's an evergreen and you can use it any time of year by just maybe adding a couple different layers. I also keep it on my table when it's not styled for any season. It's just a really pretty addition, nice pop of green. And the same tip that I always give during the holiday season, remember to fluff or shape your garlands. Doesn't matter if they're thin or thick, they all need to be shaped out. And I found this pretty pink garland at home store the other day for about $6. Wasn't sure if I was going to use it, but I picked it up just in case, and I thought it would be nice to layer on top of the evergreen, and it turned out pretty well. The idea is to try to make it all look like one piece, so there is a little bit of work you'll have to do, but it makes a very nice presentation. Next, I'm adding a layer of height with my go-to hurricanes. If you've been following for a while, you've seen me use these over and over again. Found them on clearance at Pier 1 years ago. They're perfect because, once again, you can use them during any season. They're translucent, so they allow light to pass through, and they're just a great addition to any table or mantle or coffee table. I also came across this gorgeous iridescent pink cake stand at HomeGoods, so now I'm using that to vary the heights on the table, and then on the ends I'm anchoring with my antique mercury glass pillars. The two shorter ones you see I've had for years. They're from Pottery Barn, and you can see the tag on the really tall one. I found it at home stores. So I grabbed two because this is another item that I can use and interchange throughout the seasons. These types of videos are fun because these are the things that they don't show you on HGTV. I'm showing you the entire process. I wasn't really feeling the garland in the center of the table, and I was walking through HomeGoods and I found this pink egg garland that was in an odd place, and it caught my eye. It was only a few bucks, so I grabbed it, and it turned out to be a nice addition. I needed just a little bit more color, so this was perfect. So now you see I've got layers, varying heights, different textures. Everything's starting to come together. Still don't exactly know what I'm going to do, but it's just a process. You have to kind of play with it and make it your own. I always turn on some music, pour myself a glass of wine, and just have some fun. And many of you will be happy to see that I'm using my mom's china this year. Thank you to all of you who helped me with the replacements.com website find the missing pieces. You guys are so fantastic. I sincerely appreciate your help with that. I actually still have a couple more pieces I need to order, but they weren't in stock. But we are almost there with a complete china set from my mom that I can also hand down to my oldest daughter. In a previous tablescape video, someone mentioned that the centerpieces are an obstruction of view across the table, which is true, but as you can see, guys, I use really chunky pieces to add my varying heights, which can easily be moved before we sit down and have dinner, and I'll still have a pretty baseline on the center of the table. Now here's where things got a little tricky. I needed more pink on the table, and I didn't have any pink in stock. I don't normally decorate with pink. There was really nothing left in the stores but this pink Easter grass. So for $2 at the Target dollar spot, I figured I'd give it a try. I could always take it out if I didn't like it. I felt like it was looking a little chintzy, so I added these miniature eggs. I couldn't fit the medium-sized ones in, and then I added these earthy vines on top to kind of neutralize everything. And next is my favorite part, which is filling in all of the empty space. I really don't keep a big stock of decor for spring, so I just used what I had, which were some little nest eggs. I used some floral pieces that I had around the house and created kind of a cascade effect on top of that cake plate. And I forgot to mention in the hurricanes that I decided this year to try floating candles. Here is a tip: add the water in last, because if you put the water in first and then throw in all the other stuff and it falls into the water, it can make for quite the mess, which I found out the hard way. And then finally, I filled in the cake plate with some pretty viney greenery that I just keep in a Ziploc bag just for these types of occasions, and it filled everything in perfectly. I also ended up having to order some of the same pink napkins, the linen pink napkins, but they didn't arrive in time for me to make this video, so you won't see those here. The floating candles actually ended up being a really nice touch. Like I said, these hurricanes are probably my favorite decor piece. You can really customize them. You can use them all year long. So if you see any like this, make sure you grab them because they are really good to keep around the house. And here is a look at the finished product. It's a really lovely table that the family will see as soon as they come through the door. And I only ended up having to purchase a couple new items. These bunny tiny taper holders are great to have in stock and easy to store. I also added these beautiful new glasses. They came in several different colors at HomeGoods, including gold, pink, green, and blue. The iridescent pink cake plate is also new from HomeGoods and would be great for Mother's Day. So I shared a lot of tips. Please let me know in the comments below if you picked up a new one or what your favorite tip was. And I'm wishing you and your families a beautiful Resurrection Sunday. Thanks again for stopping in. Until next time, love and peace.